challenge begins. So we got 4 more games in total for you guys, and it seems like this game is actually starting up right as we speak. And I'm just gonna.
And this is a WLD versus a Shadow Cleave.
Yeah. So the question is the DK gonna be enough, or is the MS effect of the Zekon of Zage gonna be too much for the Shadow Cleave to handle?
And this warrior's already trying to do tons of damage. I mean, he does get the Tonka proc, and as I was saying earlier, that is a ton of damage that he's going to be doing.
A tonk of damage. No, that was a bad joke, sorry.
I liked it, don't worry.
Yeah, but I think the other 3,000, they probably hate it. Sorry. Anyways, so yeah, they seem to be going on Gale Mayo, a little bit at least.
And Simonthedk, can't quite tell what his main target is because he's getting crowd controlled right now. He was in a Fear and now a Cyclone. Looks like Zekon is also sitting in roots, and it looks like we have a long game ahead of us.
Yeah, it seems so. I mean, these two teams are, well, the two teams, if it's not a mirror, that are...
Oh, there's a gargoyle popped onto Velsuz. Big damage coming in here, but the DK's pet does die.
Yeah, and Gale Mayo actually manages to get away without too much damage done to him. The pet is still hitting him for like 5,000 or something.
Yeah, and it looks like they're trying to hit the Warlock maybe, but the DK is on the Druid. And the Druid is already at 50%, 46%. There's a ton of damage going into him every time that Gargoyle attacks.
Yeah, huge amounts of damage now from both teams, but I mean the Druid hot is just so good that he probably not gonna be able to do any like dot damage kills. You're probably gonna have to burst someone down for the time being, or just try to the opponent's Druid.
Yeah, I think these games are gonna come down to mana because I mean look at all the crowd control going off right now. The DK sitting in a root.
Oh, there's a spin from Sage.
Yeah, there's a Blade Storm, and I think he's gonna try and kill his pet, but the Warlock's already resummoning one, so now he has to go interrupt that. So he gets gripped away from the pet, the Warlock rather.
Really nice grip.
He's trying to hit the DK. And the DK's taking a lot of damage actually. And he does get intercepted, but look at Velsuz. Velsuz is all the way at 50% too, and never mind, he does Swiftman back up to near full. And now the Warrior's trying to sit on the Warlock, the opposing Warlock. And he manages to get him to 60%, but now he's in a full Cyclone. But the Warlock gets Death Coiled right back into the Warrior. Maybe this Warrior can capitalize on that. And he pops Recklessness and is trying to do as much damage as he can. 70% on the Warlock, 100% on the Warlock. Not the best Recklessness in the world. I thought he was going to be able to do a lot more with it, but you know, he charges back onto the DK.
And the DK's and the DK is taking a little bit of damage, but it's not going to be enough. Yeah, I think the pets is also a key moment in this matchup. Like if you get the pet, the Warlock is going to be taking a lot more damage. But with that said, it's not easy killing a pet with hearts and health funnel.
Yeah, this is going to be a very long game because, like I was saying earlier, the melee are just going to be crowd controlled. It's really going to come down to which Warlock puts out more damage. And right now it looks like that Warlock is Octopusspaul because Fernando is running lower on mana. But look at Zekon's health. He has to pop in range regen and Hellstone. Spell Reflect. Now he's just trying to do as much damage as he can with his sword and board out. He charges back to the Warlock, and is that a War Stomp I saw? But he gets feared. And I don't know. This seems like it's going to be.
Oh, there's a Blade Storm. On Octopusspaul, just taking a huge amount of damage. There's the teleport. Gonna save him from that.
And he charges the pet. I think he's gonna try and finish this pet off here because it did just take a ton of damage from that Blade Storm.
And he is gonna be able to do it as well. But where's Octopusspaul? Yeah, I think he actually got his pet back up when he saw that his previous pet was going down.
Yeah.
He just started summoning
another
anyway.
Gargoyle, so they're gonna be trying to do a lot of damage onto Velsuz, aka Gale Mayo, right now.
Yeah, and it seems like he is taking a huge amount of damage as well. Cyclone's going off onto the DK.
I think the DK just tried to interrupt a War Stomp there. I'm not sure what he was thinking.
If you do that, then you're pretty darn good.
Although I'm not entirely sure it can get interrupted, though.
No, but that's what I said. If he does, then props to him.
You're tricky.
Anyway, the DK is taking a little bit of damage right now, going down to 65%. 60. He's not having that much threat on a bit of
And
the druid.
Velsuz is at 30%, but he Swiftman's back up to 60%. He's going to be fine. He is out of range of the DK now. And the DK is actually the one that's taking the brunt of the damage right now. This warrior is, switching to the warlock, I guess, just trying to hit whatever doesn't have hots on it, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
He does spell reflect something there. Not a cyclone, though. He's in a full cyclone. And the opposing druid, the druid on the Shadow Cleave, is now in a fear, and the druid on the Shadow Cleave is also lower on min. And he gets switched to, but he pops Barkskin. They switch right off, and maybe they're going to try and hit him later. I'm not quite sure. For now, though, he's Bladestorming on the Warlock. Warlock ports away. Is he going to have a target? Looks like he's manages to get back to the Warlock. A little bit of an error on the Warlock's part there. If you port away from a Warrior, you should never get hit by him again when he's Bladestorming.
Yeah, but now the Warlock is taking a huge amount of damage, going down to 35. Gets the fear off on the Warrior and the Root. Probably going to be able to get picked up here. He's got a little bit low on mana, but there's the life tap. I give it him 4k mana or something.
Yeah, now I think his pet did die, so now the Warlock on the Shadow Cleave is trying to summon another pet.
Yeah, he's gonna get it without any problem, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, this warrior is just sitting in endless CC. I feel really bad for all the melee in this tournament because these players really know how to abuse the fact that they need to be sitting on their target to do any damage.
Yeah. But now Fernando is taking huge amounts of damage. There's a Chains of Ice on Zakan, who's now taking damage himself, forced to pop his shield. And
yeah, he doesn't have Barkskin because like I said earlier, he did pop it, and I guess they wanted him to because they did switch to him, but he's back up to 12k mana, full health. Everyone's at full health right now. Not a lot going on. Just another stroll and another Lordaeron.
Yeah. And I think there's a timer for when we close the game down, or like we give both teams 1-1. And what happens then is both teams will get 1-1, and then we'll continue until one team wins, basically.
Yep. And I fear these games may go on to that.
Yeah.
Velsuz is drinking right now, but that's not going to land a kill on anyone.
He's going to kill him by drinking. Yeah, so it's a 12-minute timer. After 12 minutes, the game closes. But now yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you can talk if you want.
Yeah, they're just trading blows right now. The DK is taking a little bit of damage right now, popping his gargoyle on the druid, actually falling Gaomeo down there. Gets the fear off, but he's gonna trinket that. I think no, he just went out on his own. Here we go. The druid is taking a little bit of damage right now from the wieldy side. And Warrior is also taking quite a bit of damage. There's a Death Call on top one as well. As a Strangulate onto the Druid. This could look grim here. There's the regeneration pop from the Warrior. But it doesn't seem like he's going to take enough damage to actually get a kill.
Yeah, he's trying to kill the pet right now too. But I mean, the health funnel. There's not a lot you can do to kill a pet when he's getting health funneled and healed. That would be a bit absurd. But yeah, this is looking like a very long game, and I mean they're obviously playing as best they can, but when you have two outstanding druids that can control the melee, there's not a lot that can happen.
Yeah. Well, the melees are trying to get on their targets. Obviously, the DK is gonna have a little easier time doing damage with the Death Call spam. But I guess with the charges of the Warrior, he might be able to do some damage too. But now the Warrior's taking a huge amount of damage, going down to 50%. He is going to be popping his shield and also Spell Reflect, which is going to negate so much damage. But Warlock now taking a huge amount of damage on the Shadow Cleave team. And he's going to teleport away.
Yeah. And the other Warlock is just the Warlock in the Shadow Cleaves, trying to keep his pet up. They're really all just trying to do as much damage as they can, but now the Warlock is in a Death Coil. Maybe they can do some big damage here, but the warrior still has a sword board on. Warrior does charge into him, 30%, 20%. AMZ goes down. If that warlock stays in there, he's gonna take damage from the warrior, but at least none from the warlock.
There's a drain soul.
6% dead.
Wow. All right, here we go. Game number 3. And wait, now I don't even know which team is which. What's going on?
Well, there's a Hunter Lock Druid team, and there's a WLD team.
Yeah, but I'm trying to
So
find their names.
only difference is the Hunter and the Warrior. And again, the Warlock on the Hunter team is Destro, it looks like.
Alright, so yeah, we're gonna swap the scoreboard. That's just what I wanted. Wow, wait, so they swapped for a hunter?
I guess so. And it looks like they're...
Oh, that's why we were waiting, I guess.
Yeah, and they're... Alright, so the Warrior team is doing a ton of damage to this Warlock right now. Getting him low, Blaze Storming on him and his pet. Warlock is forced to port away.
Yeah.
This Warlock is actually not doing very much this game. He's Destro though, so they're trying to do big damage right now. Warlock jukes the counterspell and is running back to the pillar, trying to pick up Shathun, aka his Fell Hunter.
AK his Fell Hunter, AK his pet.
And now we have Zage again, this outstanding warrior that I've been talking about, is sitting on the Warlock. They managed to kill the Hunter pet, by the way.
Yeah, and whoa! Actually, the Warlock is taking heavy damage right now. Down to 10%. There's the Death Call and the Drain Soul. That's gonna finish it up for MMB, taking this series 3-0.